Am I on? Can you guys hear me? I'm on the struggle bus today. This live was a bad idea. I don't even get hangovers, but as many of you guys know, I do intermittent fasting, and my eating window was earlier yesterday. So I was basically fasted again by the time I started the B-Day turn up. So your girl, your girl is regretting the decision to do a live stream today, but I'm happy to see you guys. Hey, Ajama. You saw my stories last night? Oh my gosh. What a fucking disaster. I probably sound a little bit more hoarse, a little bit more raspy. I sound a bit more like Anderson Paak when I've had some drinks. So apologies for my voice. But hey everybody. Ajama, I know my voice gets so low when I'm hoarse. Like it's already on the deeper side, but when I lose my voice when I party. Like every time I go to New Orleans, I lose my voice. So if I party, I get hoarse, and worst case scenario, I lose my voice, and it gets so deep. Like I sound like a whole ass man. We're not going to talk about it. Thank you, Scarlett. Thanks, everyone, for the birthday wishes. Oh, Oriana, yeah. Thank you for tagging me. Thank you. Hey, everybody. I'm not going to stay on too long. I just thought it would be fun to kind of do a little birthday live. I don't know why. I think I just like spending time with you guys, and, you know, it's a celebratory day. I guess, protesting the Super Bowl. I probably wouldn't have watched it. Oh, you guys might notice, by the way, I've switched around my entire apartment. I mentioned to you guys that I've had leaks in my ceiling. So they finally sent some guys to paint my ceiling, and they painted the whole living room. Like they painted the whole living room and office area. So I had to move all my furniture to the center of the room. And I just took it as an opportunity to just like rejudge my whole room. So I'm not completely done yet. You can kind of see things are still kind of in disarray, but this feng shui it's working a lot better for me. Thank you, Shantries. Happy Earth Day. Thank you, Triumphant Tip. Thank you, Carol. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Christopher. The well wishes are more than enough. Thank you, Audra at home. You're one of my OGs. I always remember your screen name. Happy Sunday. Happy everything, everyone. I need caffeine today. But I'm not going to be watching the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, the first song I played while I was getting myself together to come on the internet and see my friends later, we're going to go to the museum. Aw, thank you, Kelly. That's so sweet. 1990. Today I'm going to party like it's 1999. So thank you for the super chat and the birthday wishes. K Vinyl, happy birthday to you too. Everyone, it's K Vinyl, aka Kelly's birthday as well. We're both Groundhog babies. So everyone wish K Vinyl, aka Kelly, a happy birthday as well. She's gonna do a sea mammal encounter, if I remember correctly. Are you gonna go like meet a dolphin or something with your friends later? I'm going to a museum. There's a museum exhibit that I've really been wanting to see. Oh, thank you. Buy some lozenges. The shade of it all. I'm side-eyeing you so hard right now, Ajama. Oh, man. Hey, kid. Oh, man. Beluga whales. That's what it was. That's right. Yeah, I'm in a good mood. I'm happy to be with you guys right now. As I said, I'm super hoarse because my friend from the dog park, his name is Dave. I call him Dog Park Dave, even though he has a real name, but I call him Dog Park Dave. He's in my phone as Dave/Fiona because his dog's name is Fiona. So like he's like Dave Fiona or Dog Park Dave. He is, well, the short version of the story is he's trying to become a rock star this year. But he DJs as well. So he has this fucking weird event that I've gone to once before because they had a disco night. As many of you guys know, I've got a 70s soul. I wasn't born in the 70s, even though I should have been. Um, and so I went to his disco night. Fucking weird event. Apparently, the I guess main attraction slash organizer of this event is Trisha Paytas's ex-boyfriend. This guy Sean something or other. So my friend Dog Park Dave knows this Trisha Paytas ex fellow Sean, and he DJs at these events. They do them every weekend, and he was doing one last night where at these events the Sean dude like performs, where he like does like some pop songs, I guess. And Dave was performing because Dave, it turns out, does original music. So I wanted to go out and support. So I went to his first performance of his blossoming rock star career. So that's the thing that I was at last night. I know Ajama saw it on my stories. I missed the hashtag. I don't know what you guys are talking about. How does it feel to be 21? Well, it's nice to finally be able to buy my own alcohol, to answer your question, Brittany. You know, I'm but a blossoming adult here, 21 years young. Oh, thanks, Brittany. Think I think this one is from the Rap Life, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. It's quite old, honestly. I just wanted some purple because Kelly and I, since our birthday is today, we're February babies, and our birthstone is amethyst. So I've got an amethyst on my neck that my mom gave me. My mom gave me all of these chains, as a matter of fact, over the years of my life. And I like to wear purple. It makes me feel powerful. Thank you, Lisa. When's your birthday? Yeah, Audra. Luckily, my friend Dave, he's actually talented, because it's always kind of an awkward thing when you go to see people's bands. You're just like, oh God, this is going to suck most likely. And it usually does, but he's actually talented. So I'm really proud of him. But we will see. We'll see if he becomes a rock star. He wants to go on tour and all this kind of stuff this year. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a pretty crowded industry. So he's not it's definitely heading into a very competitive field for him. Yes, Elena, I can finally get booze. It finally happened. Finally turned 21. Oh yes, just chill. Everyone is kidding. I'm on the wrong side of 29, as a matter of fact. I do, Ajama. Um, his he just created his Instagram because we're kindred spirits. He hates social media as much as I do, but he's just getting started on it because he needs it for his like business, I guess, for his music thing. It's the DG, so THEDIGI. And unfortunately, because his account is so new, when you search Instagram for it, he's like the 30th result, even though that is literally his handle. If you search his handle, he's not even the first thing that comes up, because Instagram is stupid. Um, Whereas because like I'm a bit more seated in the algorithm and I've been on there a few years, if you search NAPPY, odds are I'm going to come up in the top 5. So give him some time. But yeah, it's the DG, THEDIGI. I was trying to tag him in my stories last night, and your girl was a little bit intoxicated, and I just could not be. I could not be asked. Like it wasn't working out. But yeah, Elena, old soul, and now also face and skin and body and bones and flesh to match the soul. It's all old now. Your girl's old. Yeah, once you're in your 30s, it's kind of over, Johnny. But I also feel great. Like part of it, I think, was like getting out of a relationship that didn't serve me. Hello, but I feel good about. My age, I don't feel good about talking about my age on the internet because a lot of people have their issues and they want to put their issues and their presuppositions about like what you should be doing and what your life should like on you based on your age. Like I see it all the time where people be like, I mean, not necessarily about me, but I'll see people saying these things about other people. They'll be like, she's 30, she shouldn't be wearing that. She's 30, she should be doing this. So like turning 30, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to cool it on talking about my actual like specific year because people have way too much baggage and I'm not going to let them make their baggage my baggage. So whatever. Oh, thank you, Allie. Yes, wrong side of 29, indeed. Yeah, Megan, once you turn 30, it's just like the thought of a bad fall becomes very real and very scary. It's just like, oh, I can't take a fall. It's the weirdest, it is the weirdest fear, but it's also very real. That's right, Kelly. I'm gonna wear my denim panties and nobody can tell me nothing. I think I can still pass for a slick 29 on a good day. Yeah, Elena, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. But I think I've always been an old soul. I mean, when I was actually young, you know, like 14, 15, people always thought that I was much older, 18, 19, 20, at when I was, you know, still a teenager, because I've always sounded like this and I've more or less always acted like this. But I also do think that it's cool to something about turning 30. Thank you, Triumphant Tiff. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm trying my best, man. Like it's been a big shift in terms of the content that I do here on YouTube, but I feel a lot more fulfilled, which was not the case for me before when I was trying to guess what people wanted to see and trying to play the game, so to speak, where it's like, well, I think people want to see videos on this type of hair product or this type of beauty product. When I stopped worrying about that, I feel like that's when I kind of came into my own and started feeling a lot more fulfilled. So it's nice to hear feedback like that, that people are actually getting something out of it now, because not only was I not fulfilled before, but I feel like people didn't care about the content I was creating. And now that I care about the content I'm creating, I feel like people are receiving it much more too. So thank you. That's very sweet. Um, thank you, Brittany. Oh, Nani, you fell off your stoop. Oh, Elena, you don't know what a stoop is? I don't even, it's like the steps outside your front door. They're pretty common in terms of the styles of homes built in like New York. I would say, honestly, the tri state area, even Massachusetts. It's just like even Baltimore, like the little steps, like you sit on the stoop outside. I don't know how else to explain it. Aquarius Nation, CJ. Yeah, Sean was trying to explain it too. No, it's just the steps up front, Elena. Christopher, the biggest life lesson I learned from my 20s. I don't know if it's like one big thing. I think if I could go back to 20s T and tell her that it gets better, I would do that, because I feel like even by 28, I felt like I had come into my own. You know, it's just like, I know who I am. My confidence at 28 is so much better than it was at 22, that sort of thing. But the leveling up from 28 to 30, even like that 2 years, and I don't know if it's just like because of time as a concept, yada, 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 you know, but that emotional leveling up of just like, okay, you are really grown now. Like once you turn 30, there's something about really settling into yourself that I experience. It might not be true for everyone, but for me, the confidence and comfort that I felt with myself the difference from 28 to 30 was massive. But I would also say the same thing from even like 21 to 28. It was like logarithmic in terms of feeling comfortable with myself, feeling comfortable wearing my denim panties and leggings. Like, I don't think I was even comfortable in my own skin in terms of, body positivity, self-acceptance, that sort of thing. And I would say that there were points in my 20s where I was, thinner or whatever than I am now. But I think getting older and more comfortable with myself, it's like, it's not even about like how thin I am. It's about making choices that make me feel good, that make me feel like I'm doing healthy things for my body, that inspires confidence in myself. So yeah, it's not like one thing I could say to 20s T. It's just things that you have to learn through experience and living life. And unfortunately, it's not something that you can distill in like one or two sentences. Lynette, wait until 40. Yeah, exactly. I wish I could just tell 20 me to chill and do you. Exactly. And who knows? Like, I'm sure it's just going to keep getting better and better because I have friends. I mean, some of you guys, I mean, I feel like you guys are my friends and my family at this point. Some of you guys are in your 40s, your 50s, and you're like, girl, I feel younger than ever and I feel more confident and comfortable and secure in myself than ever. So I mean, aging is a privilege. I really think it's sad that we're so youth obsessed, not just in this country, but in society in general, where it's just like anti-aging creams and this and that and procedures and fillers and all that. Aging is a privilege. If there's anything that this past week has reminded us of with everything that happened with Kobe Bryant and Gia and the others who perished on that terrible helicopter crash, tomorrow isn't promised. Aging is a privilege. Kit, you became an entirely different person. Scarlett, almost 46 and happier than ever. Hey, Irene. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Lady Leo. Elena, for some reason your message got blocked. Men do age. Nipple mess. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Exactly, Asia. Exactly. I'm going to keep moisturizing. I think while I do recognize that it's not necessarily the most like healthy thing mentally to be youth obsessed, I do like it when people think I look younger than I am. Like, I'm not immune to playing into that dynamic. So it's something that I try to be aware of, but that, as I say, I'm not immune to. So it is nice when I get carded. Like, it makes me feel good. And I, more often than not, do get carded. When I don't get carded, I'm upset. I'm like, you think I look old enough? It upsets me. Exactly, Brittany. Age allows us to wear our battle scars proudly. And it's not even just, fine lines and wrinkles. It's things like stretch marks and cellulite. Like, coming to terms with that, where I have lots of stretch marks because I used to be about 50 pounds heavier than I am now. When I was younger, I've lost a lot of weight, more or less maintained it. And I do think I'm going to do my weight loss story because people have wanted to see it. And I don't know, like maybe it'll be helpful to someone. I don't want to cry on YouTube. So it's probably going to like be a very like jump cutty video because I feel like I'm going to have to like stop and start talking a lot. Anyway, I used to be so much more self-conscious about things like stretch marks and cellulite. And this is not to say that you should get your validation externally, but I'm still going to say this. Do you know how many men who I've like been with romantically have mentioned or complained about my stretch marks or my cellulite? A zero of them. None of them have cared. None of them. So why should I? Like, why am I being so, I mean, it's a normal thing. Lots of people have stretch marks. In fact, maybe most. Part of growing. Like, even if you weren't overweight, like you're probably still going to have some stretch marks. It's part of growing. If you don't, Good for you. To quote Christian Bale, oh, good for you. But it's totally normal. And that's partly why, as years have gone on and I've gotten more comfortable with myself, I haven't worried about like not wearing things that are low cut so people don't see my stretch marks, because I don't know what it might have meant for me to, if I were a teenager, to see someone who was grown, comfortable in her own skin, felt good about herself, wearing something where you could see that she had stretch marks comfortably. That might have meant something to me, like, well, if she feels okay about it, maybe that means that I can feel okay about it too. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just little things like that where, like, I'm not going to be putting my entire ass on the internet, like, I'm not that type of bitch. But I think if I can maybe just let other people know, like, hey, like, I have these same things too, and it's okay. Life goes on. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're like a complete fuck up. Like, it's just stretch marks. It's just skin. I don't know. Christopher, you've always wondered how I maintain weight loss. Maintenance is harder than weight loss, Christopher. You're going through a fitness challenge for the third time. Absolutely. Maintenance is harder than losing. Absolutely. And sometimes I don't maintain. Like, I think anyone who's been with me for a couple years, you guys see that I go up and down. It's just that I don't let myself go swing all the way back to where I was, because like once I see those pounds coming back, I know that I need to get back on track. And I have very much of a tough love approach in a lot of ways, where I think restriction is such a dirty word, but some people need boundaries. Some people need structure. Like, if you're not naturally, if you believe in the somatotypes, and I think there's at least anecdotal evidence to support them, if you're not an ectomorph where you're just like a naturally slim person, and by the way, ectomorph doesn't mean healthy. I mean, the skinny fat is a real thing. You can be thin and obese, because obesity refers to an unhealthy body fat percentage. I believe it's above 33%. But anyway, the point is, I find that maintenance is harder than losing, because when you are on that journey of losing and you're getting that positive affirmation of, if you're weighing yourself, I don't even weigh myself. I have no idea what I even weigh right now, to be perfectly honest with you. But anyway, if you're getting that positive affirmation of seeing the scale go down every week or feeling your clothes fitting looser every week, that's motivation. But what takes you farther in life is discipline. I say that all the time. Discipline is far greater than motivation, because motivation is fleeting. And for me, just being real and realizing that sometimes I need to be more restrictive. I mean, that's it. Not in an unhealthy way where I'm like, participating in disordered eating. But usually when I find my clothes are getting tight again, when I'm looking puffy and bloated and I'm not feeling good in my own skin and things aren't going well, a lot of things are happening. I'm not going to the gym 3-4 times a week or more. 3-4 times a week, I think, is a sustainable, healthy rate for maintenance. If you're trying to lose, you probably want to be more active more days of the week than that. And as well, just diet, meaning not like I'm on a diet as in what you eat. And if I'm having a lot of sugar, I'm having a lot of sweets, I'm having a lot of foods that don't promote health, that are not rich in micronutrients, I mean, it's not rocket surgery, as I like to say, or brain science. It's pretty simple. The easy way for me to maintain, easy as in simple, simple doesn't really mean easy if we're really going to get into it. But the simplest way for me to maintain is to cook most or all of my meals, because that is part of my self-care. That's how I can make sure that I'm using the best quality ingredients that I can afford. And as well, I'm not putting an entire stick of butter into the dish I'm making or whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm just making sure that I'm eating lots of vegetables, lean proteins, things like that. If you're vegan, then, you're going to do what you do. I do eat meat, but I mostly stick to poultry and fish. Those are my primary protein sources. And as I said earlier, being active. I do go to the gym. I love going to the gym. I mean, I have like a little community there. I have gym friends, and my workouts are my antidepressant. You know, I feel like exercise really helps me keep my mood even, makes me feel happy. I get those endorphins, and it's just like a positive affirmation of life for me. When I move my blood, it makes me feel good in my own skin. And when I'm not doing those things, I don't feel good in my own skin. And that's the best advice I can give to you, Christopher. I think people often overcomplicate things when they say, well, what's the best kind of exercise for weight loss? The best exercise is the exercise that you enjoy, period. End of sentence. It doesn't matter. Whatever you like doing and whatever you can do consistently, that's the best exercise. The end. T, awesome. You're shamed for being slim. That doesn't usually happen. You must be a woman of color, because most people don't get shamed for being slim unless they are people of color. There's a lot of praise for being thick in the Black community, and also in the Latinx community. I've noticed, like I am an overweight person technically. Like, I don't feel like I need to lose weight personally, but if you go by those like height and weight charts, I'm heavier than I should be. My body fat percentage is healthy, so I don't go by that. I'm about 26% body fat, according to a DEXA scan, which is not the most accurate, but I feel good about myself. Anyway, but I've been skinny shamed. I mean, you guys, like, skinny where? Where? So we've got weird, I guess, body centers. As long as you are making positive choices, this is what I said in my probably most controversial video about the body positivity movement being hijacked to celebrate obesity. If you are making positive choices, and that means making choices where when you eat food, you are usually, not always, it's my birthday today, I'm probably going to eat like chicken and waffles. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to eat whatever I feel like, because in some ways that's a positive choice for me because that tastes good. But if you are usually making positive food choices, meaning foods that promote health rather than have a deleterious effect on your health, if you are making positive choices in terms of being active most days of the week, getting some physical activity, moving your blood most days of the week, that is what matters. Everything else I find falls into place. When I stopped worrying so much about what the tag on my jeans said, things worked out. And again, I think part of that is getting older too, because 21-year-old T was very, very pressed about what the tag in my jeans said. Oh, I dreamed of being a size 8. And now I'm smaller than that. Most of the time, some brands I still need an 8, but like I'm about a size 6 now. And I don't even think about it. Like, I don't feel like I'm working hard. It's just part of my life. Like, I eat foods that make me feel good, and I stay active because that makes me feel good. That's it. Everything else just kind of falls in line after that. Yeah, Lynette. Yeah, people, so like, I don't even like being called thick. I think people think that that is a compliment in a lot of communities, like the Black community, the Latinx community. When people call me thick, I am triggered. Don't call me thick. I don't like it. Oh my God, Kelly, we are the same person. Chicken and waffles. I think that's what I'm going to have today. That's going to be my birthday meal. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, Asia, exactly. I have never been skinny shamed by non-POC, ever. If anything, I'm probably a bit too plump for them. I read shrimp and grits. Ooh, I'd make a pretty nice shrimp and grits myself. Oh yes, because I get like the yellow grits, like the real, like the good grits. Oh yes, the Bob's Red Mill ones. I make a mean shrimp and grits because I had some really bomb ones in New Orleans several times. And I was like, I've got to learn how to make this at home because I can't just like keep coming down to New Orleans every time I need shrimp and grits. Or can I? The Tiffany Static, is today your birthday as well? Yeah, Elena, sorry, I'm kind of like scanning up and down in the chat. Exactly. I don't like the term thick because it's like you're fat but sexy. I completely agree. I find it insulting. I don't like it. I put up an Instagram picture the other day where I was like, just gonna be honest, I was serving some body. The amount of comments of people calling me thick, I was just like, I am so tempted to block all y'all. Like, I don't like that. Oh my gosh. Elena, that's terrible. Those things stick with you for life too. Like when you struggle with weight, you remember every comment that has been said to you over the course of your life. Like it's like a scar in your heart. And even when you get to a place where you're comfortable, you still carry that with you. It's like that's why I've never done the my weight loss story video because like even though I feel good and comfortable with myself now, you still carry that pain. It's very you never fully get over it. Irene, yes. Message me on Instagram or something so that we can exchange numbers and stuff if you come to LA, for sure, for sure. Oh wow, Christopher. That's see, and it's funny because I'm sure if your brother who was heavy set, like he probably had his own struggles with binge eating. I said this, I think on the Jen Loves Reviews live. Binge eating is in my uninformed, not professional, not a doctor, not your doctor opinion. I think that's probably the most common eating disorder because in a way, almost everyone does it. I feel like more than 50% of people have binge eaten. I mean, that's based on nothing except like observation and anecdotal evidence, but it's a thing. It is a thing. COS, that's terrible. Yeah, Ajama. The thick comments. Like, I feel good about myself, like I said, but I hate that. I hate that. Thank you, Chrissy68. Oh my God. Yeah, the Marlena Tina thing. See, I knew nothing about that, but Spooky Lips and Fat Hips did a live stream maybe a few days ago, maybe a week. So I watched hers, and that is literally the only information I have on that entire thing. And as Lacey said, she is biased because she's friends with Tina. Okay, so like considering that's my only source of information on this, she conceded that she's a biased source. But listen, I need more makeup like I need a hole in the head, especially eyeshadow palettes in particular. But I was eyeing those new Makeup Geek palettes, and I'll tell you this, based on that, I hit pause on buying anything because I need to know more. What I have heard is not good. For everyone else who doesn't know what we're talking about with Marlena and Tina, please forgive me because the information I'm about to give you is based on, as I said, a biased source. But here's what happened. Makeup Geek, the makeup brand, they're in Target now from what I understand. They're calling it a rebrand, which is fucking inaccurate and stupid. It's not a rebrand, it's a relaunch, I guess, but like they haven't changed the name of the brand. They haven't even changed their logo. They just changed the shape of their eyeshadow pans, and they're coming out with like kind of a new delivery system for their eyeshadows, essentially. Like they're selling single eyeshadows and now the pans are square instead of circles. That is the short version, okay? It's not a rebrand. A rebrand is a rebrand. Anyway, so prior to this rebrand, last year, around the whole Dramageddon thing with James Charles and Tati and all that, Marlena, CEO and face of the brand Makeup Geek, came out with that video. I don't remember what it was called, like Dear Influencers or something like that. She dropped the bomb of influencers asking for $60,000 for a product placement, whatever. Hit dogs holler loudest, blah, blah, blah. James Charles went off because clearly he was one of the people asking for this. Jaclyn Hill's name was dropped, etc. After the blowback from the James Charleses and Jaclyn Hills, I guess Marlena did another video. I can't even really remember all this. But anyway, somewhere in the mix of Marlena's videos complaining about influencers asking for too much money and like that was the downfall of Makeup Geek. I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. I think the downfall of Makeup Geek was not innovating, not staying on trend. I think there's myriad factors that made Makeup Geek become irrelevant in many ways in the, the YouTube beauty sphere. But Tina, the Fancy Face, another YouTuber, she's got about 100,000 subscribers, if you guys are not familiar. And she's an OG. Tina's been around forever. Tina is grown. She says it like she means it. She does not mince words. And she was talking about how she, in some way, had been screwed over by Makeup Geek. I honestly can't remember. Again, I apologize because this is all like fourth hand, like me hearing it from someone, from hearing it from someone, from hearing it from someone. Anyway, so there was some kind of beef, to use Marlena's word, between Makeup Geek and Tina that went way back to like them originally having a good relationship, and Tina was a Makeup Geek affiliate, and then something went wrong. I think Tina might have given a less than favorable review to some Makeup Geek product at some point, taken off PR, that sort of thing. Like it was a very like retaliatory kind of thing, it seemed like, where Makeup Geek / Marlena didn't like what Tina had to say and like took it personally. So now with this Makeup Geek relaunch, apparently Makeup Geek / Marlena put a copyright strike on a video that Tina did speaking less than favorably about her relationship with the brand, which was a retaliation against Tina high-key being doxxed, whether that was the intention, whether it was malicious intent or not, who knows. But in one of Marlena's videos, she addressed the historic beef. This is a video from last year. Marlena did a video last year where she was like kind of going through one by one her like issues with influencers or whatever. And she talked about Tina and showed Tina's like government name evidently in the video. I watched that video, but I guess I didn't catch it. I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention because I remember that video was like fucking long. So I probably was like swiffering my apartment or something and I just didn't see it. But in any event, she kind of doxed Tina like by not redacting her name, like her government name. Tina emailed her, tried to get in contact. They never fixed it. They never took the video down. They never edited the video, whatever. And because of this Makeup Geek rebrand, which is not what it is, that video has kind of been in circulation again because people are searching Makeup Geek. That video is populating in the results when they search. So now Tina's like kind of like redoxed in a way, even though it's an old video. It's just like, hey, you never fixed this. So Tina put in a privacy strike, which is not the same thing as a copyright strike. I've never even heard of this, but apparently a privacy strike is when a video contains information that compromises your privacy, but it doesn't immediately take the video down the way a copyright strike does. Because the way copyright strikes work is YouTube takes the video down and asks questions later. It's just like shoot first, ask questions later. So after Tina put in her privacy strike, Marlena then put in a copyright strike on Tina's video where she was saying less than positive things about Makeup Geek. Again, this is all according to Spooky Lips and Fat Hips video because I'm not on Twitter. I don't know what's going on, girl. Oh, thank you, Jackie. That's very sweet. Thank you so much. So Evidently, yes, yes, T awesome. Tina emailed Marlena many times, shouted her out on Twitter, please take my personal information out of your video. They never did it. And Marlena, after the copyright strike went in on Tina's video, is claiming that, oh, like, I'm very, very busy. Like, I have nothing to do with that. Basically, distancing herself, blaming it on someone at Makeup Geek rather than her, like her herself being the one responsible for this very obviously petty retaliatory copyright strike, when all she had to do was, I mean, you can edit videos after they've been uploaded. YouTube does have that feature. There's a product feature in YouTube where you can blur things, trim pieces of videos out. Like, it's not impossible. If you want to keep your views on the video, just edit it. You know, I don't know. So it's all very messy. And I don't want to like be like, oh, Makeup Geek is canceled. Like, I don't want to do all that. I feel like that's messed up too. But the way the brand is moving, highly suspect. I do not like it. I do not like the bullying vibe that I'm getting from it. And Marlena, she seems like a very nice woman. But I mean, is this like some nasty nice shit? Is this one of these people who acts one way publicly and then is a completely different way privately? Because it seems that way. I don't know, man. It doesn't look good. As far as the information I have at this moment, which I cannot stress enough, is extremely limited, I'm Team Tina because that's messed up. As someone who creates content and someone who is excessively private, like I would say I mean, in terms of privacy, Peak Mill, if you guys know who Peak Mill is, like she is goals to me. Peak Mill had two whole ass secret babies like while having a YouTube channel. Like that's the kind of privacy that I hope to have while being able to like have a social media outlet like such as my YouTube channel and whatnot. But when you make content, when you're a YouTuber, whatever you want to call it, the greatest fear for many of us is being doxxed and having our personal information shared. I mean, when you give someone's government name, if they haven't chosen to like do that, you know, if you're not like a Jackie Ina or whatever, like that's fucking scary. And that's really not cool. Like Tina asked her several times to redact that information retroactively, and it wasn't done. And then to not only not do that, but then to retaliate by copyright striking Tina's video? What in the actual fuck? So I don't like the way it looks at all. Exactly, Alexia. I'm glad I'm too broke anyway, because I was already dragging ass on I was gonna buy like one or both of the big palettes, but I'm really glad that I was too broke because like I don't like the way this is looking. I need to kind of see what happens here. Because you guys know, like I'm very much about like voting with my dollars. And I'm not voting for that based on how things are looking. Yeah, the Chrissy 68. Team Tina 100. Yeah, my peak mill is OG. Thank you, Olex. Interesting. Is that right, CGM? Yeah, because it seemed like this is something that Lacey was saying, spooky lips and fat hips, but it seemed like Marlena was very much playing into potentially / allegedly the angry black woman trope by the way she's been painting Tina. And that's not cool, man. You guys know how I feel about that shit. I've done videos on this exact kind of thing. It's like we're not allowed to speak up for ourselves without being painted as angry black women. I agree, Ajama. It's definitely possible to be private on YouTube if you want to be. I think so too. I mean, that's my goal. You know, I'm not trying to get docs out here either. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm sharing more of myself than ever while maintaining my privacy. It's a line I'm trying to toe. Christopher, I have never tried Elf's eyeshadows, but I've heard they're good. You've seen the receipts of Marlena allegedly um, doing the same thing to another black woman or woman of color. Exactly, Kelly. People should always have the right to defend themselves. Like it's not. I don't know. It's not fair. It's not fair because no matter how composed you are, people just want to jump to that conclusion like, oh, angry black woman. It's just like, I haven't even raised my voice. You have baggage with black women. you know? Thank you, EJ. Thank you for your encouragement and support. Thank you, Layla. That's the thing, CGM, because the lack of logic for the Makeup Geek copyright strike is astounding. She copyright struck Tina's video because she had Makeup Geek in the title, and Makeup Geek is like trademark slash a brand, and like, so by that logic, any any product review that has the name of the brand and their product in the name of the video should be eligible to get a copyright strike. Does that make any sense? How many product reviews, how many current obsessions videos has Marlena done that have the names of brands that are trademarked in the video title? Should those be copyright struck too? I'd like to know. Where is the logic? Tina putting Makeup Geek in her video title means that she's infringing on your copyright? That makes zero sense. I've been watching a lot of Greg Doucette videos, if you guys know who he is. Zero. Exactly. Tiffany Pons, that's exactly right. Copyrights and trademarks aren't even the same thing. Exactly, Alexia. Because based on that logic, literally everyone who has ever done a video that has Makeup Geek in the video title should be copyright struck, according to that logic. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's why, like, I haven't done like the research. I've only watched Lacey's video, but like, they're looking crazy right now. Makeup Geek is looking crazy. Deirdre, I don't know if she did it explicitly because Tina is a woman of color, but people really show their asses when it is a person of color. You know what I mean? Like if someone who was not a person of color had done these same things, would Marlena have reacted the same way? Who knows? Who can say? Yeah, yeah, Elena. It is sad. Like Marlena has done these like feature length videos trying to like say her side of the story, and then she's literally like not listening to Tina's rather reasonable requests. Please like redact my freaking government name from your video. I think that's reasonable. If Tina has chosen to not put that out publicly, that's not your right to do. Yeah, exactly, Tiffany. How dare she? How dare she? Ugh. Instagram apologies and Twitter apologies are the worst, especially when those are not your biggest platforms. I mean, I don't really know what the Makeup Geek numbers are across different platforms, but I mean, this is similar to the whole like Jackie Ina Petty Page thing. It's just like you made a YouTube video leaving a trail of breadcrumbs to Petty Page. Like, this is who you were talking about when you were making this crazy accusation about her hacking you and stealing from you. But then you apologize on a different platform. That doesn't work. Apologize on the platform where you went wrong. It was petty. I agree. Yeah, exactly, Serenity. Exactly. Wow, T awesome. Yeah. Again, I'm not on Twitter, but it does give me very much like woe is me vibes, um the way she's, I guess, participated in the various scandals and whatnot over the past couple of years. Yeah, Elena, it's fucking scary. Like, even just thinking of that, like, if that were to happen to me, I don't know what I would do. All right, you guys. And it was like I haven't seen the Instagram video or whatever that Marlena did, like, addressing this, but do it on YouTube. Like, that is where your main audience is, isn't it? Jeez. Yeah, Elena, I've had like stalker kind of situations in real life, and that's probably why I'm as private as I am online, because like that just makes it even worse. It's just like you just open yourself up to even more opportunities to being stalked. It's very, we're in a scary time, you guys. It's very scary. I gotta go. I know we're having a good talk, but I need to, I'm meeting my friends at the museum. We're gonna go see this exhibit that I've been wanting to see, and I'm making my friends go to a museum because it's my birthday, so I can make demands. This is actually not like, this is what a nerd I am. This is not even the first time I've done this. I've made my friends go to the museum with me on my birthday in the past, so I'm a herb. But Ray Ray's looking at me. She's just like, "You're gonna go." Let me get her so you guys can see her real quick. Come here. She's already sulking because she doesn't want me to go. Here's Ray Ray, Kiki. But I'm going to go to the museum. Ray Ray's going to hold down the fort. And I just want to say thank you guys for all the birthday wishes and the super chats and just for hanging out with me. This was a really nice way to start my day. You know, we went for our morning walk. I'm feeling better after some caffeine. And I'm going to go see some art, get some culture, and probably eat some chicken and waffles. Kelly, if you're still out there, oh, you are. I see you in the chat. Happy birthday, Kelly, my friend. Have fun with your beluga whale encounter. I wanted to make sure I did this early enough so that you wouldn't have to leave yet. So, yeah, thanks to everyone for hanging out with me today and kikiing about this Makeup Geek situation. That was quite the tangent. I was not expecting to talk about that. But apologies for my raspy, hungover demeanor today. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye. I love you guys.